So my name is Jonathan Steele with Premier Mortgage Resources. I'm a loan officer licensed here in the state of Florida, and having a conversation here with Mr. Lynn Miller with Continental Properties about short-term rentals. So this is going to be awesome. Thanks for doing this with me, Lynn.
You are so welcome, my friend. We're going to help buyers. If you're thinking about buying a short-term rental, this is a video you really want to watch.
Absolutely. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff. So let's just get right into it. So when you're looking for an Airbnb short-term rental kind of thing, what are some of the first things you need to know? Because when you're buying a house, you need a realtor, and not all realtors are built the same. So how do you go about finding the right one when you're looking at short-term rentals?
This can be difficult because what you're looking at, though, is you're looking for a realtor that actually owns an Airbnb or a vacation rental right now. That's what you're looking for. One that knows, because he's going to have a team of landscapers, cleaning ladies, property managers, and things like that that can help you when something breaks. So you really want a realtor that knows exactly how a short-term rental works and then where they're at. For instance, us in Florida, we got it made. We got the white sandy beach. We got the ocean. Here on our side, we've got spring training baseball in March. And I think you've got baseball on your side also. So
Yep.
it's also too what the realtor needs to know, and you need to find out what regulations that the city has. One of my Airbnbs is right here in Lake Worth Beach, and they've got regulations. We've got a city license, and they do a CO, which is a certificate of occupancy inspection every 2 years. Then we're licensed with the DOR, the Department of Revenue here in the state of Florida, and we're licensed with Palm Beach County. We're also licensed in Broward County for other Airbnb down there. So what happens is when because there's a no tax state, which is really nice for us residents, when the tourists come in, they have short-term rental tourist tax. So the tax is 13%, and 7% goes to the state of Florida, and 6% goes to local Palm Beach County. Now, my wife handles all the books. My wife handles the taxes. She pays the bills. That's what she does. And then I work with the landscaper and the handyman and the cleaning ladies and meeting the guests is what I do. So she has to write a report send a report into Palm Beach County Department of Revenue for Florida every month is what you got to do. Now, when you buy a short-term rental, you want to buy it in an LLC is what you want to buy it in. And there's a lot of tax advantages and benefits. Of course, they raise your property taxes, but my accountant handles all that stuff. My business is my real estate business, my Airbnbs, my other rentals and like that. So that's one thing, because expenses, and I turn them all in each month. We turn in our expenses, and that's so that taxes is another whole video on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
buying it in the right town and knowing what you're doing and getting the right advice from a realtor, not a realtor just trying to sell you a home. Because you're for, let's say, a very thing, it sounds kind of funny, but a very important thing is having 2 bathrooms. It's very, very important, whether it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, important. Let's say we go out, 2 couples go, and one guy does his morning glory in the morning, and the next people can't go in the bathroom for another 2-3 hours. Ruins the vacation. So really important.
Yeah, sure.
And that's what people have in their home. When they go on vacation, they want something better than what they're actually left for. Now, if you have 3 or 4 bedrooms, you could get families that pay for it, but you get parties and drinking and loud music, and you get neighborhood complaints. So you can stay smaller, you can go bigger, but then there's Airbnbs all over is where there is. So whether it be now, like our season is January, February, March is our season here in Florida. Now in Myrtle Beach or Massachusetts or somewhere up north, their season is a different time. So that's how it rents out as far as the season goes, where you make more money in season, where you make it out of season. And the realtor working with you to help you buy the home and get you through the process. And financing a deal, Jonathan, like you do, that's a whole nother video that we're going to do.
Yep, absolutely.
That's important. In city regulations, sometimes cities have where no renting for less than 30 days. Some of them it's overnight, which is okay. So you want to know before you buy the place what your regulations are and how to set up your business for the short-term rental. That's really, really important to get going.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't even realize that different cities and counties had regulations on those short-term rentals, which makes total sense because you really don't want like transient people. You really want vacationers who are down to soak up the sun and hit the beaches.
Yeah, and then when they come
good.
in, everybody's like, we market on Airbnb, we market on VRBO, we market on Furnished Finders. Sometimes when it's vacant, I'll have it on the local MLS so that I can rent it out to realtors that have sold a home and they haven't bought the new home for the new buyer yet, so they can rent my place for a week or a month or 2 weeks or whatever. So that works out really well. Now, I tried Booking.com, and I don't want to say anything bad about other places, but Booking.com didn't have a phone number on there where I could call if I had a question or so. Airbnb and their websites aren't user friendly for the the homeowner. Sometimes their customer services and you're calling other countries and stuff too. So, but that's where you market the properties. Furnish finders, a lot of times will have traveling nurses that come in for a 3-month time. And so they come, they go, and all Airbnb owners are different, but we're in the hospitality business. This is like a second part-time job to real estate. And sometimes people charge extra for this, they charge extra for that and stuff like that. So I go to the property myself, my cleaning lady cleans, I go and check to see if they've stolen anything, if they broke anything, tell you if something broke because they're scared that you'll keep their security deposit, but
Yeah.
never keep their security deposit. So that's something you got to look at. Now, if you buy out of town, then you've got to trust a property manager will tell you the truth about it. Like I was in the bathroom and I could hear the water running. And so I lifted the tank bowl up off the toilet and there the float was not right. So I adjusted the float, lifted up a little bit. I bent that little rod and the water stopped running. Now, let's say that I didn't have an Airbnb in my own particular town. I had to count on a property manager or trust him. The property manager would probably charge me $150 to go out there and then put a new piece in the toilet bowl tank and then probably have his brother-in-law do the work for $350 or whatever. So when you have an out-of-town Airbnb, you have to trust other people are doing the right things for you. And you got to trust that they're being honest with you is what you got to do. And that's a tough one. So I try to fix things myself, what I can, and what I can't fix, then of course I hire it done. Now, a property manager is not going to know if I'm planning on selling in 1 year, I'm planning on selling in 5 years, and what I want to repair, and what I want to just kind of do a little Band-Aid on the type thing, or either fix it the right way. But in an Airbnb, for people coming on vacation, you don't want to go to a garage sale and put an old couch in there. You want to put something nice in there.
Yeah.
When the people come in, the first thing I do is greet the people. Now look, Jonathan, when's your birthday?
September, actually a month from today.
September what?
28th.
Okay, so when you and your wife would come, I'd put in 0928. That would be your code to get in the door. So I punch your code, so 0928. Now, if you can remember your birthday, you can get in our house. Sometimes people put the last 4 digits of their phone number, but then when I greet the people when they come in, I'll tell them where it's high-speed wireless internet. I'll show them exactly where the password is. I'll show you on your phone our Palmway House or our Palmway House 5G. So when you come in, you know where the password is and how to get on the internet and like that. We have live streaming, of course, and all the big TVs. And then charging stations each room. So I explain to the guests so that now some Airbnb owners don't do it that way. Some Airbnb owners will flip the keys, or you go to real estate office, get the keys and come in. But then you may not know till the 6th day of your 7-day vacation where the charging stations were. So I always like to do that. But when people come in, I try to have their favorite beverage for them, wine, beer, Coke, whatever that they want. And some Airbnb hosts will charge you extra if you want to come in for an early checkout or early check-in or like that. But I try to work with the guests because I know they come off a flight. I know they come off a stressful rental car experience. When they come there, I want to make their vacation happy for them. So that's really important also. But like I said, there's no one right way or one wrong way. Some owners do not greet the guests and some owners do greet the guests. And that's just how I run the business, because I want to make sure everything gets off on the right foot for the people on vacation. Now, if they're coming to golf, I have some golf clubs for them. If they're coming to fish, I got fishing rods. Sometimes babies are bringing a stroller and things like that. I've got that for them also. So we try to have whatever we can to make the guests have a nice experience is what we do, treating the guests better. Yeah,
that's great. We've done a couple of Airbnbs. We've gone vacations out in the Keys before, and the levels of service that are provided definitely vary. So like that's some good stuff. I know if we were renting or we were getting a vacation rental, having someone there to show us the way would be, I mean, super helpful. And I mean, that's definitely going to get people to come back, which is ultimately what you want. If you have an Airbnb or something, you want repeat clients or repeat renters because they enjoy the experience. And like you just said, I mean, it's a hospitality job. Like it's not just, hey, I'm going to buy this rental and I'm going to let it go and let some property manager take care of it. So that's great.
The property manager doesn't love it as much as you do, you know?
Yeah.
But then when they come in, I explain to them which way north, east, south, and west is, where downtown is, how to walk over the bridge, and they're on the ocean. And I'll have beach chairs for them and a beach cart and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely. We try to make the guests that are happy so they can enjoy their vacation. So there's so many things involved in an Airbnb as far as buying one, knowing what to buy, where to buy, what type of house. So in Fort Myers, if I come over there to buy an Airbnb, first of all, it's a long ways away from me, so I wouldn't want to buy it. But I'd have to trust a realtor is showing me the right homes. And I want the realtor to know that he has his own cleaning ladies and electricians and plumbers, and they change a lot too, is what they do. So that's really important. Then you, of course, do the financing. You would finance the Airbnb, the vacation rental for the guy, so that then they'd have you in the right spot as you're right there. So there's a lot of things putting it together, but you don't want a realtor who's just trying to be a salesman or sell something. You want a realtor that actually knows how to show you an Airbnb and what will actually work is what you want.
Yeah, because it's very different than buying primary residence.
Yeah, very different than buying a primary residence. And a long-term rental is different also than a short-term rental. A long-term rental you may want near a bus lines or they can get to work, where a short-term rental you want off the beaten path a little bit. So every place is different. Yeah.
Yeah. So then what do you find that there's a particular type of home that works best for those short-term rentals, like a condo, townhome, or actually just a single family home?
The single family home, I'm thinking, would probably work the best. And the reason why is because sometimes with condos, they have HOA approval guidelines. And so a guest comes down, want to go on vacation. Let's say you want to go on vacation in December. You don't want them to send the HOA paperwork out to you now in September saying, okay, try to get pre-approved before you come in December. So a lot of times condos don't work with that, with an Airbnb, with a short-term rental. Yeah. Now, I've got a couple of rentals in Delray right now, but the HOA allows them to rent twice a year is when those can be rented. So sometimes the HOAs have the guidelines. So I would say a single family home probably works the best. The biggest problem that I've had this one now for 9 years, is the jealous neighbors. I've had to pamper the jealous neighbors, but I'd say of the guests we had, 97% have been excellent guests, wonderful people coming on vacation, coming to Lake Worth Beach. And 2% are so horrible they make you want to hang a for sale sign at the end of the driveway is what they really want to do. They said there's mosquitoes there, and of course we're in Paradise, so yes, we have mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They called the city on me, code compliance, so the city came out, and I met the city, and I said, no problem, we'll spray for mosquitoes. So we sprayed for mosquitoes and killed them all, and then the mosquitoes come back the next day. So that's how that works. So jealous neighbors, is one problem. We haven't had really loud, noisy neighbors. Now, you can have a pool, you can have a hot tub. We do not have a pool, or we do not have a hot tub. Sometimes you come in there in a hot tub. Sometimes people want clean water, and they're freshly changed water each time. Sometimes with a pool, you need more liability insurance. That's also very important.
Sure.
So the pools are nice at Airbnb, but they're extra liability and work for the owners, what they really are. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see. So you've talked quite a bit about what you do to provide the best kind of guest experience. What are some of those, I guess specifically, what are some of those key things that you think are, like, no matter what kind of service, like if you're local or not, what do you think needs to be in those vacation rentals? Like Wi-Fi, do you need to have a big screen TV? Like, what are some things that that guests are kind of expecting in those vacation rentals?
Yeah. I think the guests expect to come in. A lot of them now live stream on TV as opposed to cable. But we have high-speed wireless internet in every room, and we have large screen TV in every room, or in the living rooms and the 2 bedrooms is what we have. And so, guests do expect that. They expect to come in, and they expect things to work also, not things. So like we have the air conditioner guy come out and check the air conditioning every 6 months. We have the guy come out. So I want to make sure everything is working. The gas stove works good, the sink works good, the water heater works good. Everything works for the people, so they don't have a problem or an issue. And if they do, and things have happened sometimes where the garbage disposal quit working, I have the plumber in there instantly fixing. Now, luckily here in Lake Worth, I've got a guy named Matt that's my appliance repairman, and he is a really good guy, and he's honest. He'll tell me, Lynn, this one needs to be sold, get a new one, or Lynn, we can fix this. So he'll tell me the truth, which is really nice, of saying, you better buy a new one, or I can fix this one. So guest experience, yes, we want the guests to have everything in the kitchen. We want to have the dishes all matching, the pots and pans matching, the silverware matches, and everything. So when they come in, it's like a guest house, and that's what it really is, to make their vacation fun, is what we want to do. And we're replacing things all the time. We're fixing things, putting new tablecloths on. We're doing that all the time. One time we had dogs in there. Now we allow dogs because I'm a dog lover. And I think about 80% of the Airbnbs don't allow dogs, but we do. Jan will go to Walmart, and she'll buy a little dog dish for $1.99, and she'll write the dog's name on there. And then I'll put dog treats on there, so when the dog comes, he instantly loves the house and eats treats. One time I put him out a little bit too early, and the iguana came and ate treats. And so then I had to put Yeah. Yeah. So, and then we've had some dogs stay there have stayed there a little bit longer time but I've got an ozone machine, and the ozone machine, I think we paid about $150 for it on Amazon, but it'll clear out any smell in any room, anytime. So we just
Okay.
took the carpet up, threw it away, put the ozone machine in there, put the ozone machine in each room, and the smell is gone. So it's no problem at all. Of course, our home, this one was built in 1931. So it's had a lot of dogs come and go in it like that.
Yeah.
So, but people love their dogs, and the dog, of course, our property is all fenced in, so they can run anywhere. That's no problem. And so it's just an extra thing that we can have for Airbnb, that people that travel with pets can come and stay at our place. But it's not a wrong thing. If somebody says no pets, that's fine too. What the owners can decide whatever they want to decide for their guests to come. But we like dogs, and it opens up to more people coming in, is what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you started to get into these Airbnbs and short-term rentals, did it kind of concern you, some of like the horror stories that you hear about renters just trashing the house? Like, I mean, you clearly have, I mean, you've got a team of people who are there to fix things, to clean, all of that stuff. But did that kind of, when you and your wife were talking about purchasing a vacation rental, did that kind of worry you guys? Or is that, I mean, it sounds like you've had great experience with your renters.
No, that hasn't worried me that much.
Okay.
It really hasn't. But because somebody comes to Airbnb and the prices are so high anyway, they fly in, they get a brand new rental car, they come in, they're going to be there for a week, and then they leave. Usually they're really good people, and they're just on vacation. And sure, a surfboard might break, or something might happen while they're here. That's no big deal at all. And then we just replace it. I don't charge people if a sheet gets messed up or is dirty or anything like that. We just buy new stuff. So, and that's one thing too. You got to buy new sheets and linens all the time. You can't expect people to come in and sleep on old, dirty sheets. It just doesn't happen. It has to be clean and spick and span and spotless. It has to be.
Yeah.
And our cleaning lady, Cindy, she's awesome. My landscaper guy is a great guy. So when I need help, I get the guys in there to work and fix whatever we need to do. When I first bought the place, it had some knob and tube wiring up in the attic, so I had to get that cleaned out and cleared out. Yeah. So we haven't really had any loud parties or anything like that, or any major things wrong. But I'm sure that is concern for everybody. When you vet the guests, and we know they're coming through Airbnb, and sometimes they've got references through Airbnb or VRBO. Okay. You can tell. Now, we've had scammers also. The scammers will say, I want my company to pay, and they'll try to put their phone number in with typing it in and try to go around Airbnb and VRBO. We don't want to do that. They'll say, well, my company's going to send a check to you and stuff like that. Those scammers are out there, and we have learned how to recognize those scammers. So, but I will not say bad about people in public. I don't post any bad reviews about people. People do post good reviews on our place, and I'll tell people thanks for staying and what we could do to do better for them and stuff. So it's really been, that part of it's been a good experience. I probably sold some homes also through my VRBO, but I don't use it for that purpose. But people come to Florida to visit relatives and things like that, and then they can see the kind of service that we give them, and they'll know that it extends out into my real estate business also. So
sure,
that's a good thing, yeah. But I don't bank on it. I don't look at the business that way. It's separate from my real estate business, but I will help it. So
yeah. All right. So I think, I mean, I have a list of questions here. I think we've really hit all of them.
I can just rattle off, can I, John?
Yeah, to go for it. What's some advice that, I mean, because you've got these, you've got a great mind for all of this, but what's some advice for someone who maybe doesn't have that vacation rental yet, and they might want to get involved as an investor? What's some advice you have for those people?
Well, what I would say, start small, but what I would say is, like, let's just say team up with somebody, team up with a partner. Let's say you and your wife want to team up with another couple, set up an LLC so it's not in your name, it's not in the other couple's name, and buy a place together and give it a try and see how it goes. You can always sell the place down the road, but at least you get your foot wet and get in there and get started, and you learn. And now, maybe it sounded hard when I was ready to set up your business and get your licenses and all this stuff, but it's not difficult. All the state wants is your money. The Palm Beach County wants your money, and once they get that, they're happy. Yeah. And to stay in compliance and do the right thing. And so that would be the start of it. I would say then they'd contact you, of course, and get pre-approved for their loans. They know how much they can buy and what they can buy, and then get with a realtor in Fort Myers that knows the area, and help them find a nice house like that. And then think about, when we stay there often too, we'll go, if we don't have guests there, Jan and I will go spend the weekend there or whatever. We want to go there and take showers, see how that thing works. start the stove up, the refrigerator. Of course, these new refrigerators, when your mom and dad had a refrigerator in their house that lasts for 50 years. Now the refrigerators with the water filters,
Yep.
the light will come on and the computers are in there. So yeah, got to put a new filter and all the, they'll say, hey, the
Yep.
refrigerator, the light's on. Well, that's just something minor. So that's how I would say to get started. We even tried to team up with another couple, something like that would be,
Yeah, it's
would be
good.
a thought. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And you gotta like people and enjoy people and want to help people. I like it that I can provide a vacation rental for people at this time where they can come down to Florida and stay and enjoy it and have a week of fun, relaxing vacation in Florida. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's great. That's a lot of great
maybe you can
advice.
plug your business, Jonathan. Yeah, they should come to
Yeah,
you.
I mean,
If
so
you're approved for a loan.
yeah, if you're looking at getting an investment property, like it's not as daunting as people think. I mean, you do need to put a little bit more down, but when you're looking at something like a vacation rental, you really want to be able to maximize how much you're putting down anyway. Just because you want to maximize your profits, you want your mortgage payment to be as low as you could probably, feasibly get it. And if you're looking at doing it with a couple, that's it's good because you guys get to pool your money together. Yeah,
Or they team up with a parent. A parent might want to get involved also. That's a good thought. If you had a mom and a dad would want to go, because I know one of my plans and one of my goals in life, if I make it that long, is I want to help my grandkids get into a house. So
yeah, absolutely.
Put money down on a duplex for my grandson gets out of high school and gets into college. I can help him get a duplex where I can show him how to rent one side out, have money coming in. He lives on the other side. Of course, that's not a forever home. That'll be just a starter home, then move on. But so
house hacking.
Parents could help. Want to get involved in a Airbnb also. The parents want to get involved, and there's some money for down payment right there that could help. And they could also be.
Yeah, something I think that's important to know too is that people we're really bent out of shape about interest rates right now. Vacation rentals and investment properties, those interest rates end up being a bit higher than what you're going to see because it's as far as from the lending side, like it's more of a risk because it's oftentimes a second, maybe third home, and your priorities are your primary residence. And so when lenders look at that, they see, okay, there's a less of a priority in their lives, so we're going to make the interest rate a bit higher, really just to kind of protect themselves. But people get so like, oh, this rate's so high. Well, you can get a loan for an investment property called a debt service coverage ratio loan, and if you don't have, you can just cash flow. So if you get an appraisal and that appraisal says, hey, your market rent is $2,500 a month and your mortgage payment is $2,400 a month with principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, you don't have to have the income to cover it. And it really doesn't matter what the interest rate is because that appraisal says you're probably going to cash flow with this property.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a great option to get into that investment property without having to make sure that you're going to get without having to have all the income to cover multiple mortgage payments. It's a great way to get into
if anybody's looking to buy an Airbnb or short rental, put your phone number on this video and my phone number. If they've got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. And you can answer the mortgage questions. Absolutely. Because like in season now, we get about $6,000 per month for the rental. And then out of season, we get $2,500 per month. And then sometimes when it's not rented at all, we get zero. So that's how
you got to be able to plan. Like I bet those months that you get that 6,000-7,000, it looks awesome. But then you got to realize there's going to be months where you don't get any. So you really have to stock it away. You can't just look at that as a bunch of income at one time. You got to pace it out.
And there's one time too, this guy, the gas water heater wasn't working. His wife had to take a cold shower and he called me and I said, oh, I'm so sorry, we'll get it fixed right away. And that guy, I think I gave him 2 nights free, or I gave him his money back on 2 or 3 nights. I can't remember what the amount was, but he left me a great review on Airbnb. And so it's the money's not the option of giving money to people or giving them a free night. The review on Airbnb is way more important getting the 5-star review than it is $100 or $200 or something like that. So yeah, that's how I look at the money is it's not the money. It's pleasing the customer, making the guest have a good guest experience. So yeah, but put my number on there and your number. And if anybody wants to call us or text me or you after this video, when they watch this video, and ask me any question you want about Palm Beach County or the state of Florida. Now, I don't have the answers in Fort Myers, but we'll find a realtor there.
We can get you connected. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Yep,
exactly.
Definitely.
And
Yes, this
but yeah,
I'll
I've
definitely.
enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this conversation, and of course, but I
Yeah,
guess I did most of it, stuff like that. But
that's all right.
buying an
First,
Airbnb can be enjoyable. It's an enjoyable rental. It really can be. And
yeah,
I've
that's
had
good.
long-term rentals too, and they're fine. But it's how you look at it as an owner, take care of the place as opposed to getting through the cheapest route, so to speak.
Yeah. And you got it. Yeah. Having that mind for hospitality, I think lends really well to that. And I think
Mhm.
you've provided some great advice for both from, I mean, your personal side of experiencing these and as a realtor. So this is really great. Thank you so much. I hope people find some value in this and be able to kind of take that jump into the short-term rental world.
Awesome.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Thanks, Lynn.